application. Yes, they give you 30 days free trial. After that 30 days, they turn off the features in the application because they'll be expecting you to pay your subscription, which you might decide to do it monthly, or you might decide that you want to do it annually. So depending on how you want it to be. So to get access, it's just for you to go to your search bar, just type in QuickBooks Online, and just type it QuickBooks Online. It's easier to access it, QuickBooks Online. So once you see it this way, you can just select this option that says try free for 30 days. So by the time you have clicked, it brings you to the QuickBooks Online website. So you look at this end by the right hand side where this lady is. Before the lady, you will see one sign in. Under this save now, you see we have sign in. So if you click on that sign in option, that's when it will now take you to where you met me. I believe you can see this new screen. Yes, sir. Okay. So if you are already an existing user, because like for that company now, what is going to happen is that each time you want to use it, since when you come to the office, you're expected to log in. So at that point, you already have your email, you impute it. If it's email you want to use as your user ID, depending on what you use when you created the accounts. Okay. If okay, sorry, the second person is here. Let me let her in.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. All right, we are just getting started.
Okay.
Okay. So thank God you came at when we just started. All right. So right here before us is QuickBooks Online. Okay. QuickBooks as a software has two versions. We have the offline version, which we call QuickBooks Desktop. And then we have the online version, which we call the cloud version. I believe you have heard of cloud accounting, okay? Yeah. Where you do your accounting through the internet. The cloud is just all about the internet. And in our world today, majority of firms are now migrating to the cloud, One of the major reasons for that, there are two basic reasons for that. The first is for the purpose of data security. And you know that as accountants, I believe, sir, you can also hear me. You know,
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, as accountants, the part of the informations, of the company have to be kept confidential. They have to be kept confidential. As a result of that, that's more reason why the cloud is here. With the cloud, you get your files and your documents all saved and properly secured. You're the only one who have access as an accountant, except maybe other users of the application. So it's more easier. On the application, we also have what we call the audit trail feature. Okay, the audit trail feature enables you to be able to keep track of all users within the system. So that's just one of its importance. I don't know, Ma, please, if there is any call, you can just maybe you mute yourself. That's background noise. Okay, thank you, Ma. Then secondly, apart from data security, which is the aspect of secure, the aspect of accessibility is also another good point why an organization uses this QuickBooks cloud system. You can access it anywhere, anytime, using just an internet connection. So it's very important. Most times when I take participants on lectures, on the desktop version, I also try to emphasize on this. Though I tell them that the way the world is going now, This is the cloud that is very important, because desktop have been there 10 years ago. So it's very important that the cloud, one is conversant with the cloud. Though if you can use the desktop, you should also be able to use the cloud version. By the time I log in, you'll see how the entire dashboard and everything is. So it's very important that you all are conversant with the cloud usage. So the importance, like I said, security, accessibility, we have what we call data entry automation. Data entry automation. Quickbooks has a very good, awesome features, which helps you in terms of data entry automation. You can get your data into the Quickbooks dashboards. Then unlimited accountant access. You can connect with your auditors when you're using Quickbooks Online. Maybe an auditor wants to come and audit, or an accountant or so on. You can easily connect with them. There is a feature for that. And also, like I said before you joined, that we have the Quickbooks app for phone, whether you're using your iOS, that's your Apple, or you're using your Android, it's there in terms of its mobile. So businesses can access Quickbooks Online using your iOS or your Android devices. It's no more tied to that desktop that is always within your environment or your premises there. And you know that the desktop has a very critical disadvantage, which is the issue of crashing. Most times, the system might crash. Most times, even through electricity, anything can happen, and you lose your files unless you backed up that file. And doesn't mean you'll be backing up your file on daily basis. But the cloud, you don't do anything like backup. You don't need to back up. You don't need to do any data storage, whatever. So this becomes one of the best out there. No desktop files are required there. So no backups are also required. So to get started with the online version, before you came, I said it's easy to access. Normally, as a new user, you will be given free 30 days period to access it. After that 30 days, Quickbooks blocks it, because they believe that by then you should have, be conversant. Maybe you wanted to use it to try for your business or something else. They believe that you should be done with that free period. So that's what we use when we are teaching. We give participants, we show them how to access it. And we believe that by the end of 30 days, they should be done with the training on how to use the Quickbooks application better. So aside that, to get to access it, unlike the desktop that you pass through lots of processes installing, just go to your browser. When you get to your browser, maybe a new tab, browser tab, type in Quickbooks Online. You hit your enter key. You select this one that says try free for 30 days. So once you select it, it will take you automatically to the Quickbooks website. You can see the Quickbooks website. Then come to this end. Don't worry, the classes is also being recorded. Come to this end, you see here we have sign in. Hit that sign in button. So once you've done that, you will then be able to come over to this screen. So right here, since you're a new user, you're expected to do what? To sign up. So to sign up, what you're going to do, scroll down. You see this button here that says create an account. Create an account. So you're expected, all first timers are expected to create an account. Then on your next comment, at that point you are now what we call an existing user, which you are now expected to do what? To sign up and sign in with those details you have already used when you're creating. So to make it easier for us, let's start by creating, and I already have an account with them, but let's create a new account. So I'm going to click on the create an account option here. So once I've done that, so I am going to select the go to global site because I'm not in the US. It's showing US because as an option, because Quickbooks is a US-based application. It's designed in US. So what I'm going to do here on this new screen that popped up, I'm just going to scroll down. Now, it's also important that you understand that we have 3 editions for Quickbooks Online. We have 3 editions. We have the simple start, we have the essentials, and we have the plus. So most times you might be in a position to recommend which one to use. And as always, the most affordable is the simple start. Essentials also move. So you can see the amounts here. You have to convert this to Nigerian Naira. That way you know how much the company will be paying annually. You can see above here, we have this button that says monthly, annual. So if I want to know how much for annual, I will click on this. So you can see if you have to convert 152 and this $39 per year, then you should know how much you should be paying as a firm for 1 year to use the simple start version. Now, the difference between the three is in the features. So what I normally, how I normally point it out to clients is that if you're a company, your company wants to use Quickbooks, okay, since the online is the best for accessibility purpose, you can work from home, imagine the COVID period and otherwise. Since is what you go and check is the features. The features are always beneath here. So you look at the features, compare it with what you do as an accountant in your workplace over there. Does your work involve tracking income and expenses? If that's part of your major tax, then there is no need spending too much on this other second version. You can just stay for this one here. You can just subscribe for this first one, since it already has that feature for track income and expenses. But if you check, there are other features that this simple start doesn't have. And that's more reason why you might decide to option for the essentials. For example, when it comes to managing bills and payments, the simple start can't manage bills. Bills here in Quickbooks is credit transactions that you know definitely the aspect of accounts payables. Maybe you have a vendors you are owing as a business, you have other clients you might be owing. So the simple start won't be able to do that. You need to have access to this second version to be able. And also the issue of multi-currency. With the simple stats, you can only operate with just one currency, meaning that you can't handle transactions involving maybe Ghana cedis, maybe countries kind of transactions. You'll not be able to do that. So it's also an important option to always look into too. Then the issue of tracking employee time, definitely for the sake of payroll, you might also need such feature. The simple start can't give you that. So that's why you might want to go for this. Then the simple start is also limited. For instance, it's just for one user. If you're an accountant, it's just only for you as an accountant and one other person who is the admin. So if you're an accountant, it's for you as an accountant and maybe the manager or the CEO only. So it means that the simple start is just for 2 users, while the second one is for 3 users plus the accountant. So you can do your comparisons also with the third version. Hello, sir. I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you have a question? Are you trying to?
No.
Okay. Okay. So you can see that majority of firms goes for this plus version. The reason is because you can track the GST. GST is for sales tax and VAT and so on. You can also track inventory. So you can see that these other two can't track inventory. But this plus version gives you the ability to track inventory, to manage budgets. And of course, there is no way you want to go for this because, budget is also part of what we do. Okay, so you can see, and it's for 5 users and also handle other large transactions. But as a first a new user, when you're setting up your account, which they gives you free day trial period, you don't have to worry. When you sign up, Quickbooks gives you access automatically to this very one. This one we have here, the plus version. So it believes that 30 days, you should be able to have gone through what you want to do. So I'll just come under here and just click on free 30-day trial. Then for the region, I'm not in the United States, so I will say change region. I'm going to select my country. So Nigeria. So let me just do that now. The language is already English. Okay, so this is Nigeria. All right, so you can see the new screen that pops up for me to create my account. So I'm just going to do that here now. So as always, you provide an email address. So let me just provide an email, and also make sure that the email is open, because once you're done with this signing up, Quickbooks is going to send you an activation link. And is that link, as a first timer, is that link you're going to click on for you to be able to set it up. So it's also important, I don't hide anything. This is what most consultants do for organizations. So if you can do this, it means you can also handle maybe a company that needs such service. Can also be something you want to do. So for the first name, just put the name of the company there. So let's say the name of this company is Yalma Ventures. So I'm just going to put Yalma Ventures there. The last name, I'm just going to copy and paste this. Phone number, you can just put the phone number of the company. So this process we are doing now is just like that, creating company file in the normal desktop. So that's what we are doing, because after here now, you're going straight to the software. So let's provide a password. You mix it with characters. And also a symbol. I've just done that. So once I'm done, I'm going to click on this button that says one more step. So I will hit the save button because I want it to be saved there. So I don't have to, in case I want to log in again, I don't need to, it doesn't need to be something that will stress me. So let's give it a little time to just complete the creation. All right, so you can see it brings us to another new page, asking us to provide information for the business. So all businesses, you might want to get started like this, you always do it. So you can see Quickbooks is easy. Quickbooks Online is easy to set up and get going. You can set up the business here in less than 20 minutes. So let's enter the name of this company. We say Yalma Ventures. Let me remove this. This is a real life company. Let me avoid this. Let me use something like ABC Nigeria Limited. Okay, so the industry, you're also going to provide it. So the industry here now is not like that of the desktop, which I told you that is very important, because whether the industry, whatever industry you choose, you're still expected to create those accounts you are going to be maintaining for that company. So industry is just expected that you select the industry you want to use for the firm. In terms of which industry does the firm fall on. So let's enter those business information. So let's just say okay, we can just use administrative and support services. Let's just use a service, any of this service, any of this industry. So what type of business do you have? So you also select, is it a partnership? Is it private limited? Or is it a company? You can just specify. So I can just say, let me just use company. How long have you been in business? This one has to do with just a simple question. So I can say less than 1 year. Then next. What's your role at your business? So I will just use accountants. What would you like to do in Quickbooks? So this is now left for you to indicate. Already all this, would like to do all this. So I'm just going to select it. I want to send and track invoice. I would want to organize expenses, company expenses. I would also want to keep track of sales tax. I would also want to track my retail sales. I would also want to pay my employees. I would also want to track all bills. So QuickBooks provides these 5 tabs here. So you have to specify and all are to be selected. You definitely would want to send and track invoices, and not just invoices alone. This tab takes care of what we call forms in QuickBooks. Forms has to do with accounting vouchers. You know, accounting vouchers are basically those documents you would want to use to handle your accounting transactions. Could be from your invoice, your receipt, and different kind of sales order, your quotation, and so on. So once you indicate with this, you also have access to all that forms. We call it forms in QuickBooks. So you have to specify and select all these, indicates rather. So you click next. So this partner is concerning tax code. So I am just going to say next. Maybe I would want to set it up myself. So let me just do that. All right. Hello, I believe everyone can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Okay, so this is the QuickBooks online environment. This is the QuickBooks online environment. And it's good for you to know that just like the manufacturers or the producers, which is Intuit, QuickBooks Online also has been designed to be intuitive, you know, and also simple to use. So it's not like other systems or softwares, computerized accounting softwares that are hard or have a complex look. So you can always be able to work here. So this is what we call the home window. This is the home window, sir and ma. And as you know, by your left, you see the menus or the tools. We call it the menus or tools. Just like the desktop, they are always hanging above. And I think it's not you people I told that even in the desktop, you can bring them to the left through that tab we used to call the view menu. It's a menu called view menu. You can always decide on how you want it to be placed, either horizontally or vertically. So that way, you know, it makes it easier for you to spend less time doing your books. So on a quick note, this home page, either you call it the home window or the home page. So what it does is that it provides or displays, you can see what is displaying. It displays summary of key information. Okay, key information for those tools and menus and tabs that you would want to use. And it also has these shortcuts. You can see it here, shortcuts. You can see add customer have been provided, add a bill, pay your bills, add estimates, add invoice, receive payment. And it's something you can also decide to, customize it to add more of those options. So getting started, as usual, I would always love to check this business overview. I believe you can see this business overview. So it's expected. The business overview is what we call and sometimes we call it the summary tool. So what it does is that you don't want to call it summary, you can call it quick insight. So it gives you quick insight into the business. By the time you're doing all your postings on this business overview, you'll be able to see all your income, be able to track all income. You'll be able to track all sales, depending on the nature of transaction. You just see all activities as they occur, both your expenses, which you manage, the bank accounts and the balances. You also be able to view reports on this other end. So it always functions based on the necessary information you have actually gone ahead to say you want to provide. So we are done with the aspect of company setup. And you saw it, that it's easy. So I don't know if anyone have any question, or we should just proceed because of time. Hello?
Yeah, I don't know if we can actually touch on the area of input and output VAT. Does QuickBook Online covers that?
The aspect of VAT, yes, it does.
Input and output VAT. Normally, if you are doing it manually, you are meant to deduct your input VAT from your output to be able to know the amount to remit. Is there anything like that?
Yes, if you look at this tab, can you look at the left side?
Yes.
Okay, you see an option called VAT.
Yes.
Okay. So normally you'll be able to manage your VAT. Okay, and you know now that to be able to do that, you have to set up the VAT. Are you there?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Just say I'm opening it. And this will also work perfectly when you've set up those items that definitely for sales to take place. Okay. So looking at this, I believe the other lady can hear me. So how to set up the VAT is just a simple process. You click here on set up VAT. It brings you to this new screen. Let's set up with the right tax codes for Nigeria. You just say next. Then you can see other information here. The agency have already been specified. That is the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Either you're using Tax Pro Max for your filing, it's Tax Pro Max. The start of tax period is left for you to specify that. Filing frequency, of course, is monthly. Then the reporting method, you specify your VAT and the tax identification number. So let me just do this. So you can see that we are now ready to track tax. Already, QuickBooks knows that it is at 7.5%. So I'm just going to clear this out, this video that is popping. So now, why this is coming up is because of an option that I did not choose. So let's go back there. So when I click on this setup VAT, if you notice, there's an option below here that says, I will set up tax code myself. So as someone who have learned how to use, you should just choose that option. So you just do all the inputs yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll select okay. So you can see right here, I believe you can see what is showing: paid on purchases, collected on sales, input, output. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I don't know if this is what, can you see collected on sales? So all those VAT collected on sales based on input, they will be captured here. They will just be automatically be stated here. All those ones based on output, they will just automatically be stated here.
Okay.
So it makes it easier for you to handle this issue, managing that. It becomes very easy.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You can see under, you see start date, next return to file, end date. Okay, you know, it's always the 21st and so on. So you can state the file dates and also do other setup. So what you expected to do first of all, because at this point, the VAT have not been added. So what you're to do, above here, you see here we have add tax. Add tax. So you have to click on that option. Then you come and add it. So I will just come down to custom tax. Custom tax. So let me just select it. The name of the tax, I can just put VAT here. And I put the agency. So, so I put other information here. Supposed to be able to also specify so you also specify if the tax is collected on, this one is not like the VAT. This one is for other tax that you might want to provide, because that of the VAT have already been provided the moment you came here, and it will take effect by the time you've set up product. You know, there are other tax now. Just that this section takes care of other tax. So in case you want to navigate, you should be able to navigate. But most of these softwares, what they normally focuses on is VAT. For that of withholding tax and others, they expect you to create accounts. Normally we create withholding tax payable, withholding tax expense accounts, you know, those kind of liability accounts to keep track of it. There is a way we do it. We'll look into that, but I believe this just answers your question on this inputs.
Yes, I got it. I've seen the tax collected on purchases and the one collected on sales. So that's
yes.
So that the net will be paid. The net will be remitted.
Yes, and if you look at where we have view reports, it will always show you all the taxable sales summary. You can view a report for taxable sales summary, and can also prepare your return. You can see an option here below that says prepare return. If I want to prepare return, I can view exception details, I can view VAT details, I can view VAT summary. I can click on that prepare return, and I'll be able to also prepare my VAT return.
On that report, from reports, right?
Yes, from that report there, you can see it brings it here. You can see how it's being structured properly. The filing period, the start date, the end date, the filing dates. Okay, and you see the amount on how you can do that. So like I said, we can only enjoy using this when we have at least captured 1 or 2 transactions. So we'll be able to see how we can process that. Before now, you can see the export button for you to be able to export. Okay, Ma, you raised up your hand. Is it like you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. Okay, concerning this, the VAT.
Okay.
I want to ask, is it possible for you to evict the VAT, as in for you not to pay VAT?
Okay. Yeah, please, the class, the link will be ending now. Just rejoin. It's a recurring link. Yes. So thank God, Sai is also here. Yeah, Sai is also here. So we are all in all our classes. It's always a participative session. So he will also throw lights. I believe he also practiced with all this too. So I will also answer it too. So let's just reconnect. Okay.
Online.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
In this online QuickBook that in terms of remitting the VAT, it shows you what you are supposed to pay, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So in this case, that's what I was asking. Is it possible, maybe since the QuickBook is showing you what to remit, is it possible for you to invade it?
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's very possible because you are the one filing it. Okay. In short, most companies even manipulate Because normally, when those tax, when they comes, those tax officers comes, definitely they want to see your invoice and other documents too. So if peradventure they don't come, they won't be able to. It's what you are the one filing it. You can decide to even slash down some of those things. You understand? Because you are the one. It's based on the sales you have made. A lot of companies manipulate most of the reports they even publish. A lot of them do a lot of manipulation. Not that we don't know. We know some things that goes on in organization. Some companies hide it. Tax normally is charged from your profits. So some companies tries to bring down to make it look as if they are not really doing well. So it's not that it's not. It's like a a decision you might want to make. But the fact remains, at the end of the day, assume that you're now held liable for it because you evaded. Definitely you'll be fined. I hope you know. That organization will be fined. Yes. So the accountant or whoever that is putting it at zero, you should know that he's manipulating it. He's doing something wrong because there is no way VAT is 7.5%. And transactions have always occurred. So 7.5% of just one transaction, there must be something to remit.
Yeah.
It can't be zero. It can't be zero. So that's all I can just do on that here. So you can just tell him just to avoid other problems on the long run.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. So by the time we have posted some transactions, then we'll be able to revisit this section. So as usual, after you have created your file, the thing you should look into is the company settings feature. The company settings feature, because you might want to attend to one or two. So to access it, you can see where we have this settings icon above. When you click on that settings icon, you will see some tools are there. User. So it's expected that you are conversant with this company settings feature here. So if on that on this audit log tool, can you all see my screen? Audit log. I told you it's also called the audit tray feature. You can see right here.
Sorry, I'm sorry for interrupting. How did you get the audit log features?
Okay, you come to company settings. This settings icon above. There is a settings icon here.
I can't see the cursor. Is it by the right or left? Okay, yeah, okay, I've seen it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I've seen it.
Yes,
okay.
Before the name of the company, where we have, yes. So if I click on it, I will see your company list. The company settings, that settings icon is divided into 3 sections here. We have your company. This one takes care of all your company settings. Whatever you want to set. I will talk about this quickly. We have the list feature here. It shows you all lists. We have the tools feature here. For example, you might want to import a particular record into the application. You can do that conveniently. You have to come to the settings icon, come to tools. You see that import data. You see export data. Maybe you want to create a budget. That's where you also locate it. You want to reconcile. If you don't locate it here, you can easily go over to your banking module from this list of options we have at this left part. Then I was talking about the audit log. The audit log. When I clicked on that audit log, it's normally used in organizations where you're not the only accountant or you're not the only staff using the system, this very application. Maybe you have other subordinates or other members who are also maybe some persons like the sales manager and so on who uses. So it helps you to keep track of their history, their event history, what they do. You can see right here, it shows you user, date change, and event. You can see with looking at this, you know that yes, that someone made these changes. And who is this user? It shows my name, Yalma Ventures, because that's what I used. Of course, if you are going into an organization that already have it set up, they are going to give you your user ID and it must be your name. Okay, unless you're the one who set up the system, the name you use. So if there was another user, maybe next class, I will add both of you as users. So you can also be working same time on the system. So for events, it shows that I modified the tax rate. You can see all those changes I did. I added account for tax, VAT control. I added tax agency, federal inland revenue. So that audit log gives you that ability to see what is being done by other colleagues. You can see the user section. I can select all the users I want to view for. The months, which months? Events, I stated all events. Is it for all transactions you want to see? You want to see all transactions that were deleted and so on. So you can do that there. And you can print it. If you want to print it out like a report, there's always a print icon here where you'll be able to do that. So this is just one of those features you find from the settings icon. And the settings icon is designed there to allow you customize your QuickBooks online to your specific business requirement and uses. Now, how that works is based on two key aspects. Two key aspects defines what you're doing in this software. Two aspects defines it for any type of business. The first aspect is this one found under list that we call product and services. So you must take note because this is part of the setup procedure. Every organization is either have a product or they are offering a service. So you must come to this setting icon and navigate to this list section. Come to product and services and click on it. When you click on it, you should add, if it's part of your duty, then you should add those services the company offers, all those products they have, because all your transactions are streamlined from this. This is what your transactions, everything centers on. So if it was a service, this PEM, maybe we have service like support as a service, then on the long run, I'm expected to do what? To come over here and then say, I want to provide those services depending on what I am doing. So that's just how it works over here. So I will click on to add those products and services. I will click on add a product or service. So once I've done that, you can see, I believe you can see these 4 options that are provided.
Yes.
So that's the 4 options Quickbooks provide. Inventory, the products you buy or sell and that you track quantities of. Quickbooks call it inventory direct. The ones you buy or sell, you don't track quantities for it. You use non-inventory. Services, you use services. Maybe painting service, tax preparation service, and so on, consulting, whatever. Bundle, this one is linked up with this product, just like item category, collection of the products. Maybe a poultry business now, they might have crate of egg as a bundle. They can create it as a bundle and so on. So these are just those. But the ones you will always be working with is either working with service or inventory. So let's set up 2 inventories. So I'll click on inventory. I'll put the name of the inventory under here. So let me just put an inventory like frames. Let's say the organization is also into frames, the sales frames. Okay. Then this is the stock keeping unit. So we can have a code for it. F01, maybe for this type of this very frame. Or the company sells those. Let me just use those. So category, you can always also do that, specify the category. Maybe you have a particular category. Okay, let's create category. I'll just select add new here. It asks me category. So let's say category, we're a company, we are into furniture making also as part of what we do. We have products like doors, windows. So let's just say this is doors. So I'll put doors as a category. I will save. The name won't be door, it will now be what type of door under the category of doors. So I can just say German doors. German doors. So that's just the. So if you want to also provide the picture for that, you use there's this picture icon. But most cases, you will not be the one to do that. Your own is just to handle transactions and all that as other aspects. But this is also important. Quantity on hand, I will just put 500 there. The date of purchase, I can say it was purchased today. Reorder points, we know what reorder point is. So let me just put 50. Maybe at 50 doors, 50 pieces, or based on the unit of measure. Inventory asset accounts. Yeah, inventory asset we keep in terms of the value. Description, can provide any description. Sales price, we can put a sales price over here. You can just say sold for 150,000. Income account, you can see there's already an existing income account. Sales of product income account. But you can decide to create your own account. Now, that is the second aspect I referred to when I said there are two key things that are important in an accounting software, like the cloud version, is the product or service setup, and the next setup, which is the chart of accounts setup. You must set up all those accounts that you will be needing. It's very important. So setting up should always come after you've created a company file. Because if you get your setup wrong, it might be difficult for you to handle transactions accurately. That's why I went to that settings icon. So you can be able to set up things you're going to set up. You have to set up all the product or services. You have to set up all the accounts. You have to set up all the clients of the business. Clients can be employees. We have the employee here, employee section here. Clients can be customers, clients can be vendors. So depending on your business type, you have to do this necessary setup and the tax setup to get things going. So since I already have sales of product income, I'll just leave that. I'll just leave it. Now you can see where we have tax. Is this goods taxable? I say yes. If I've set up my tax, I have to select inclusive of tax. I have to tick on that box. Okay. I have to tick on that box. So I'm not sure we have even set up this tax yet. Otherwise, we are supposed to have this VAT pop up here. So once we do it, we'll come and edit this product again. Then, so we'll edit this product. We'll just edit and add tax. I'll still go back and add that tax. Purchase information is also needed to be provided. Purchase information. You provide it. The cost price. So let's say the cost price for this product is actually 70,000. Expense account, that is just for cost of sales accounts. You can see it's already automatically, it was created already, but you can always modify. Okay, so once you are done with that, if you inclusive of purchase tax and so on, you can also do that based on the outputs and others. Then you can also provide the preferred supplier, the name of the vendor. You can add the vendor through these shortcuts. Maybe you have already done that from the vendor center. You can also click on this show more, so you can be able to view if there are any extra information, but there are none. So once you're done with this, you have to click on save and close. And that's it. You can see the product dashboard being displayed for you. So this way we are just done with setting up products. So if it was services also, you would not bother to go to settings anymore. Okay. Now you always get this product and services. If you don't want to get it through the settings icon, another place you can access it is through sales. Go to your sales model. Sales has 3 icons as a single model. It has all sales, it has customers, and it has product and services. So I can come here, it's still the same place. So it's showing this because we now have an existing product. Okay, so when we run out of stock, maybe our stock is low than what our order quantity is, it will be displayed here. The number of items will be displayed here. If we're out of stock, the particular item, if first item is out of stock, it will show you how many items are out of stock here. And you can easily click on it to be able to view those items in particular. For now, we are not out of stock, so it's not showing us list of those products that are out of stock. If I wanted those that are low, it also bring it up for me to see. And I can also decide to filter. If I click on this filter icon, I can decide to navigate and select based on different status, maybe active or based on each category. You can see we have those, so I can select for all those. I want to see based on what, which stock status, maybe low stock or out of stock. I can also be able to do that. So that's just how to set up products. If I want to go back and set up service, I will come over here to new. I don't need to go back there. I'll just come to new. If I click on new, same way, this time around, let me cancel this here. Let's say service. I'll select services. Name of the service, I can say frame installation or door installation. Stock keeping units is for F01. Category, we already have a category for door, so I'll just select door from the list. So you put the, yes, this is a service we render to customers, so it must be ticked. Can put a description, put the price charged, the rate at which we charge for this door installation. So I can just put 15,000. Income account, can now see we have a separate income account, services, that keeps track of all services. It's tax inclusive. You can also go and do that if it's inclusive for that service. So once you're done, the cost, you can decide if cost is also there, you can also put that, then you save. So that's just how to create service. Service have now been created. If I scroll down, I will now be seeing for my products, I can select here. Okay, I can select over there for me to be able to see all list of all products. Not low stock. Why it's not showing us is because the status always come to this filter. The status is showing low stock, so I have to change it to all. Apply. So if I come down now, it's loading. So you can see that it shows us all what we have. You can see that we have German doors inventory, 150, sales price, German doors. This small option is also here. If you want to run reports for your inventories, can also do that. Take notes that it showed me only German doors. It didn't show me the services. It showed me only the doors, that's the inventory. So that means I also have to go to filter if I want to see all services. I also come and change it to services. If I want to see all, both services, inventory, non-inventory, I'll come to all and say apply. So it shows me all what we have, both all our services and all our inventories. It shows me together. If I want to edit, remember when we set up the VAT, put the VAT percentage, I'll be able to come back and edit. If I want to edit, I will come here. Okay, let's go and do that. Let me go to VAT. So you can see right here, there is no transaction yet, even for our payments. So let me just click on edit VAT, because I don't know why that information is not there. Edit VAT. So under edit VAT, I'll select edit rates. Let me check if the VAT rates have been captured. So you can see that we don't even have any added yet. So I will come and click on add tax rates. When I click on add tax rates, it now shows me tax name. So let me put VAT. That's value added tax. You can just leave it there. Sales percentage, I'll put 7.5%. So that's just how to add it. You click on that option, edit VAT. Account, you depending if you've created yours, but it's always a liability to keep track of that. Show tax amount on return line, show net amount on return line, total taxable sales in period before tax. Then scroll down, say save. So you can see we now have our value added tax added. So at this point, if I go back to edit that product, I'll go to sales, come to product and services. I will then scroll down to which of the products. You will see we have German doors, inventory. So I'll come here, click edit. That's how to edit products. Come to open the products and services dashboard. Come to that particular product. After filtering through the list, you know how to filter now through the list. You filter through here. You select, if it's all, just put all of them on all. Come towards this edit icon, click on it. Since you want to edit, you click on that edit, you will now see it here. So you can do your changes, you can scroll down. Since it's inclusive of tax, you now come over, since we have added that, and click on this icon. Can you see that it provides the VAT that we have added? So you now do what? Select that VAT and say save and close. So automatically, each time sales is made, it keeps track of it for you. Yours is just to go and run that report. That's all. So any other modification you want to do, this little icon close to edit is what you will click. If you want to run a separate report for doors only, for German doors only, you can do that. Now we have the aspect of adjustment. Okay, some firms might, maybe their products, new products came in, and you're also the inventory officer in charge. Of course, you know you're required to adjust the quantity based on the new arrivals. So each time you want to do that in Quickbooks Online, this same little icon is what you will click on. So it brings down this drop down here for you. So all you're going to do, this option we call adjust quantity. So if you're clicking on adjust quantity, you'll be able to adjust based on that quantity. If it was the value, maybe your company's product is affected by the exchange rates, okay, the foreign exchange rates, always calls for an adjustment in your selling price. So whenever you want to make adjustment based on the price of goods, you're also to come to this icon close to edit, and you'll be able to adjust it based on the value. So let's say we want to adjust quantity. We had new arrivals of 100 more quantity. And of course, by the time we carry out this adjustment, we're expecting the quantity on hand to have an increase rounding up to 600 doors. So to do that, I will just click on adjust quantity. When I click on that option, let me wait for it to load up. It's loading. Good. Now, you notice a new window pops up. You specify the date for that adjustment you're making. Maybe you've already received those inventory. This is how to receive inventory into your warehouse or your organization. Maybe you've already received it 2 days ago. Since you maintained a manual record somewhere, maybe on Excel sheet or on a piece of paper, specify that same date here. Inventory adjustment accounts. There's always an account that keeps tracks of it. Here we call it inventory shrinkage accounts. So it always keeps track of all those inventories you adjust. If you don't want to use that Quickbooks provide, you can go and create your own, depending on what you want to use. You know, definitely it's not going to affect It doesn't have any effect because it's just keeping track of what comes in. So product, you can see quantity on hand is 500. New quantity will still be 500. So now you're going to impute the quantity that comes in under this change in quantity. You can see it there. So let me just put 100. So you can see that change in quantity, I said we brought in 100. So this 100 will be added to what we have on hand, which is 500. So what the new amount quantity will always be under this new quantity column. So the new quantity column shows you the new quantity, the current quantity after the new arrival or the new quantity have been added to the old quantity. So this is the column you use to know if actually it has reflected. So once you're done with this, you can then do what? Decide. Maybe you want to make adjustment to other products. You must not go back to that product and services window. You can do it here at once. You can just come over here under this new line, select the product. You can see German doors. This is the only product we have, so we can't adjust this. We have already adjusted it. As we have others, they will all file up. Then you make your adjustment. If you want to add any notes, it's important most times. You can drop a note here so that any auditor or whoever, it's a cloud-based system, they can also have access to it. Once you're done, you say save. Save. So that's all you can do, and it's saved now for the aspect of handling this inventory related adjustments. You can scroll down, you'll see the inventory, a little previous adjustment icon showing you those inventories you've already adjusted before now. So that's just for that. So if I want to go back, I'll click on this X icon above, so it brings me here. So if, for example, I wanted to adjust based on the price, same way I'll come to that icon close to that particular service or product. I'll click on adjust starting value. Okay, it shows you that please note that changing the starting value may affect the initial value. Of course, it will affect. It will, maybe if we increase, there will be an increase. If we brought it down, there will be a reduction. So I will also come here and also say, based on what I want to do, select the adjustment accounts and also be able to adjust it based on that value. At the moment, it's showing us initial quantity on hand, 500. So let's go and check. And you can see above, you can see the value is showing us 35 million based on the value of goods that we have at the moment. So let me just leave here. Another way you can do that quickly, you can either click on edit there. So you just go straight to that product dashboard. Here you'll be able to provide the new price directly at the bottom here. So that's just for the first. So the second issue that is important is the aspect of chart of accounts. And of course, you know that it's important to do that. So the chart of accounts is a list of accounts, an organized list of accounts here to set up. So to set up, come to your settings icon. You'll see here we have chart of accounts under your company, chart of accounts. Click on it. When you click on it, you wait, let it load. So once it loads, you will now see your chart of accounts. By default, QuickBooks will always provide some. So always come here to see. Click on it. So you can see some accounts have already been created by default for you. Cash and cash equivalents, allowance for bad debts. You can increase this, widen it so you can see the full name. Available for sale assets, inventory assets, gives the value of the products, 42,000. Prepaid expenses, and so on. So if you want to view your accounts, this is just a quick one. Now, how about you want to add a new account? You want to create a new account. You will see this new account icon here. Go there and click on new. It will bring the new window for you. This is the window. You can move it around. Something that you can navigate. So right here, put the select the account category. That's the account type. Is it an asset account? You can see current asset, fixed asset, account receivable, accounts payable, current liabilities, non-current liabilities, owner's equity, income. Maybe it's drawing. You can also select the owner's equity as the account type. Expenses, other expenses, cost of sales, other income, and so on. You select that. Detail type, bank. If it's a bank account, name of the account, description. Is it a sub account? This one is used for the matching principle. Maybe you have a parent account like repairs, and let me use repairs and maintenance as an example. Then you know that in the organization, there are different things that are being repaired, which you might want to classify them separately. Maybe we have generator repairs, we have motor vehicle repairs, companies motor vehicle repairs. We have other repairs, maybe based on departments. It could be repairs for HRO department, repairs for IT department. Maybe you want to separate them that way. Of course, you know, you can do it here by first of all creating what we call a parent account. Now, for the parent account, you won't tick sub accounts. What you're just going to do, I will just come and select the account name as expenses. The detail type, this one is just some sub name. Okay, since I've selected expenses, you can see QuickBooks have tried its best here. It even provides different type of expenses that a company should categorize its expenses on. You can see them here. If I was changing this to account payable, my detail type shows me just account payable, but that's only is direct. If it was income, my detail type shows me some incomes that it believes that such organization should have. Is it sales, retail center, wholesale center, product income, service income? It's not subjected to you, not trying to create. You are still going to put the name of the accounts. Because all this detail type also refers to the name of the accounts. So you can see the first one selected. If I select sales and revenue, general revenue, to track all income, it also reflects on the name. So it's the same thing. But concerning using that matching, if we happen to say this is an expense account, if I select detail type, repairs and maintenance, repairs and maintenance is already there. So I can just make this the general. Sub accounts. So for it's not a sub account, remember, it's the general account. So I'm just going to say save and close. I will not tick, I won't tick. No sales tax code attached to that. I cannot come here and select. So I'll just say save and close. So I've just created an account called repairs and maintenance. So to match it now, since we have other departments and their repairs, so I can be doing the postings individually. I'll come and say new. I'll then change this to expenses. Which type of expenses? Repairs and maintenance. So for this now, I will say, maybe we are doing it based on departments. I will say IT department, repairs and maintenance, colon, repairs and maintenance. You can put description. Now I'll make it a sub account of, I'll select repairs and maintenance. So I'm sure you catch the flow now, repairs and maintenance. Then I say save and close. So I'm told that something, okay, sorry, I cannot use colon for names. So it must just be names. So let me just say IT department, repair and maintenance, save and close. So if I scroll down, so our time is up. If I scroll or I search, I can also search. If I search here for repairs and maintenance, please, if it ends, let's just use 10 minutes to round up. just rejoin. So if I say repairs, it's a recurring link. Repairs and maintenance. So you will notice what? That you're going to see it comes up and also those sub accounts, provided I select that accurately. So please, if it ends, just rejoin. Let's finish this session. Then we call it a day for today. So let's go and